Okay, guys. Welcome back. George Puma Smith here again. Now, this is our second video of Module 2 of Python Fundamentals. Okay. Now, in the last video, I gave us a glimpse of the different data types we have when it comes to primitive data types. Now, in this video, we are going to concentrate on the string data type. Okay. How can we manipulate strings? And what are the different methods, what are the different things we can do with string? What's a string? Now, generally, a string is simply a collection of characters. It's just a fancy way of saying text. That's what a string is. Okay? So, if I have, for instance, my name, that should be seen as a string. If I have the name of the country, that should also be seen as a string. If I have just an alphabet, I should take that as a string. Now, talking about alphabet, a single alphabet, there are some programming languages that have another data type called characters, but Python does not have the data type characters. Everything is seen as a string. Okay? So just move down to the IDE and we see how we can fire up strings, how we can manipulate strings. So there are different ways you can declare a string. Okay, to start with, you can declare a string using double quotation. So I can have, this is a string, and let's call this smart hub. I can have another string, let's say s2, and I can say this is a string Python. Okay, and I have another one, okay, s3. Let's say this is a string. Yeah, we use single quotation, and I have a minify, for instance. Okay, so these are two basic ways I've shown us on how to declare string. In the first two cases, I use double quotation. In the last case, I have a single quotation mark. So as usual, we can run this and then access them down here. I have S1, you run that, you have SmartHub. S2, run that, that's Python. And then S3, this is Minify. Okay, now what are the different operations we can perform on the string? Now there is yet another way we can declare a string. It's called a multiline string. When you use double quote or single quotes, it is single line. But if I want something to extend multiple line, I'm going to use triple single quotes or triple double quotes. For instance, I want to have a menu. If I decide to use this and I say, okay, these are the different options you have. What do you want to eat this morning? Number one, I say, okay, you want to eat rice. Number two, I say you want to eat spaghetti or beans. And number three, let's say you want to take tea. And I try to run this. This is going to alarm at me because I'm using double quotes. Okay, that's going to be seen as an error. It's saying EOL while scanning string literal. So this is a wrong way to declare a multi-line string. So if I want to declare a multi-line string, all I need to do is to use triple double quotes. Okay, so if I don't use triple double quotes, then I can also use triple single quotes. So now if I run this and I print S3, everything should be fine. Now you can see what's happening there. Don't mind this fact that you have this new line characters. Okay, if you want your output to look the way you want it, just put that within the print statement and then it's going to look fine. So we have options, rice, beans, and tea. So this is what you call a multi-line string. Okay, so like I said, you can also use triple single quote. That will also work out fine. So So these are three basic ways you can declare a string. But now, how can we manipulate strings? Okay, now there's something else you can do with Jupyter Notebook. Let me just show you guys. Let's say I want to have a header. I'm going to call this string concatenation and interpolation. So I can change this, come over here, change it to a markdown, and then you run that cell, it becomes a header. Okay, so let's see. String concatenation. What do we mean by string concatenation? String concatenation is simply when you put different two or more strings together. When you try to combine two or more strings, you say you're concatenating strings. Okay, for instance, I have a string S4. Okay, let's say I have S4, or let's have it as S5, and I have it to be called language. So I can concatenate S4 and S2 because I already have S2. If you recall, S2 is Python and I have S4 language. I can combine these two to get something else. So I can say this is S1 plus S5. So if I combine those two, I have, okay, that's S1. Sorry guys, I meant S2 plus S5. That's Python language. But if you notice, there is no space between these words. Now, for the fact that there is no space between these words, I may want to include a space between them. And what I will do to include a space between them, one good way is to include some other string having just a space between them. So now if I run this, I should be having Python language. But is there some other way, a better way of doing this, instead of having S2 plus a space plus S5? Actually, there is. Now, the other method we have is what we call string interpolation. Okay, so we could also see that as formatting of string. Now, what that actually means is this: I should have a string, and then I have two, we call them tokens. They are braces, but in this case we are seeing them as tokens. What they are doing is they are holding place for what is to come. So you can see I have these two tokens. I can use this method called .format, and in here I'll have S2, a space, and then I have S5. So if I run this, what I'm going to get is Python language, but I need a space between them. So all I need to do is to come in here and create the space, and that's all. And it's going to give me Python language. This is one method we can use to interpolate string. This is what you call string interpolation. But another method you can also use to interpolate string is to use the modern method of string formatting. I have these tokens, I have the second token, but instead of me to have .format, I'll just add this f in front, then I'll put the variables there. So I have S2 and then I have S5. So if you run this, that's also string interpolation. So string interpolation is simply when you have a string and then you're replacing the content, or you're replacing a variable within a string with the actual value. In that kind of situation, you're interpolating strings. Okay, so that's what you have here according to string interpolation. Something else we can do is to look for the length of a string. So for you to look for the length of a string, you use the len inbuilt function. This is an inbuilt function, okay? It's not something actually meant for just string. So I can say the length of S2, and that's we have 6. I can look at the len of S1, Okay, that's 8. The len of S5, and that's 8. So this is counting how many characters you have in the word that you're considering. Okay, so that's where I'm going to end this video, because I don't want this video to be long. I don't want the videos to be long. So in the next video, we are going to look at some string methods, some basic methods we can use on string, and also how we can index string. Okay, that's it, guys. If you have any comments, any suggestion, put it in the comment below. Otherwise, I'll see you in next video. Bye bye.